Welcome back to Myth Machines Delta Green. We are here in the year 1997, March 31st, and nobody's going to believe it when I say that I actually didn't plan on having this case file run over April 1st. It just happened. But I'm sure that won't have any effect on how the agents behave on this case file. They will remain strictly professional and focused on their jobs. This show is rated R because of all the horrors that will undoubtedly be visited upon these agents and possibly innocent NPCs as well by the cosmic entities that should not be. We've already had some of those horrors, haven't we? This particular case file involves some interesting behaviors on the part of various now deceased colonels and such. I am your handler, Mikael Hallström, and with us today we have who?
Darian playing Brian Fenton.
Briar, and I'm playing Dr. Alex Blair.
I'm Harper, and I'm playing Bryony Talbot.
Cal, and I'm playing Jack Morgan.
Indeed. And last time when we left off, let's see now, last session we did a lot of investigations, didn't we? Into various leads. We had, first of all, of course, as per tradition, the drunken revelry on the first night on the op, which included some prank calling to people to ask for a date with a Stephen Alcese, because that's apparently Talbot's goal at the moment.
Making a big assumption that was a prank.
It was not a prank, it was a genuine question.
I don't know which part of that is worse, but I'm sure we'll find out. Maybe not immediately. Anyhow, there was also the obligatory going to a green box to see if there was anything in the green box that might actually help your investigations, which was a maybe. There was an AK in there, so you have that in the boot of the car. And then we followed up various leads. The crystal at the university, the literature that you grabbed from Colonel Daniels' mansion. The local PD found the missing car, which had been plundered. You put the word out in the streets through police channels and less conventional channels about you want any witnesses to what happened there. You found dead body in a dumpster belonging to, presumably, one of the missing people from the party, and identity will be run, and I don't think we have an identity on her just yet, but it shouldn't take too long to get that, if she had been in the game for a little while. What else did we find? We went to the headquarters in St. Louis and spoke to nice young ladies who absolutely are not members of a strange cult, perhaps, and who swear by their own crystals that something must be wrong, because your crystal is looking wrong. It's like too short. Theirs are about twice as large and pointed at both ends. And then we left Analysis, and at that point I think we had some realizations from both Blair and Fenton as you got to the vehicle, didn't you?
Yep.
Naughty man on the run is a yoga cultist.
He didn't look like the picture in the book that you have.
He's
Wait.
blonde.
Wait, hold on. I just realized something. What if the crystal was originally in one piece, but during the ritual it was cut in half? Or it had already been cut in half and this guy has the other half?
Possible. I think it's possible at this point.
True.
Yeah, because they'd mentioned how weird it was for it to have been cut in half, and the note mentioned something about thanks for everything, and I wonder if that was like hinting at sharing power.
The two ladies just said that couldn't be an analysis crystal because they showed their own crystal, and you could compare the crystal you have in custody with the one that they have around their neck, and then theirs are pointed at both ends and twice as long. It's going to be your conclusion if you're arguing that it's cut in half. I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm not saying you're right, I'm just saying that the two young ladies in the analysis store didn't say anything about that particular part.
I think he's saying you're wrong.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's a valid point, and it could very well be what's going on.
Anyway.
We definitely know that his crystal is different from the other Annulsus crystals, whether it means it's been tampered or modified, or if they were doing something separate from the Annulsus people.
So, I believe we have a yoga class with the
How? Well, 6:30 was it?
6 actually, yeah. So you have a couple of hours.
I mean, do we have any other leads, or are we just waiting at this point for things to be done?
I think this is our only lead.
All right. How shall we kill a few hours?
Want to try climbing the arch?
You say climb, you mean get in the elevator and go up to the top, right?
There's an elevator in there?
Yeah. How you get to the top?
What?
You take an elevator to the top.
I didn't know there was an elevator inside that thing. I'm sorry. I just thought it was one solid arch.
No, there's an elevator. You go up top, look out. There's like windows and viewing platforms in there. Yeah, pretty cool.
All right.
Want to go?
Sure, yeah.
All right. Yeah, we would like to go to the arch.
You're not strictly here to be tourists, as it were, but okay, we're going to the arch.
For time killing.
Yeah, when all else fails, tourist traps are always useful.
Okay, then. Well, as you're slowly driving towards unknown objectives, just to let your minds mull over the present difficulties, the present leads, what you have, you're gonna get a phone call from St. Louis PD, in fact. And they will have identified the girl through her fingerprints. Her name is Rachel Marks, and she was in fact a working girl working for Neil Beagley. Yeah.
Does she have any friends or family we can talk to?
Not identified. Time of death is sometimes around the time of the explosion, plus minus 1 hour.
I'm gonna guess it was her.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm gonna guess she died during the explosion, not an hour before or after.
No, I think it was after they left. Because remember, there was two
Oh.
people missing from the party. They stole a car. That car was picked to pieces, and we found her skull bashed into a wall.
I'm sorry, I thought she was found on the lawn. My bad.
No, we found her in an alley.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely an hour after. I'm sorry.
Oh, all good.
How dare you?
So we know who she is. we know who she works for. So I guess we could follow up with her employer, because she was obviously hired out. Just whether or not he would know anything, or if the Colonel just hires these girls to come to his parties, and that's that. What does everybody else think?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
We have another possible lead, so we know who she works for.
Hmm?
And that's all we know.
Wasn't this the guy who was found melded into a chair?
Yeah, he was the one who was merged with the chair.
Oh, I missed that part. Okay.
Yeah, he was literally sitting in the chair. So, the seat of the chair went through his hip, the back of the chair went through his torso.
Gotcha.
And again, it was strangely merged on basically a molecular level. It's just weird.
Did he have an office somewhere, or...? You know, I hate to say it, but maybe we should look at those books again, see if there's anything we missed. Look at the books again.
The sticky
again?
books.
Yeah, the sticky books.
I'm all down for reading more occult text. That's great. Sign me up.
It just seems like it's our only lead at this point, and
Yeah.
we have 3 hours.
I wouldn't mind failing at reading weird textbooks again.
GM,
Don't worry,
Talbot-
I'll read the sex book this time.
Talbot had asked, is there like an office location that we've learned from now that we know who these people are?
You mean for Mr. Beagley?
Yeah.
Yes, he would have had a front, obviously, from where he was. A massage parlor, very not obvious at all front for his activities.
Okay, so he picked an obvious front for his activities. Yeah, I guess we could check that out. There could be something there. If maybe he's more involved in it. Maybe we'll find more books.
Maybe. Really? Couldn't tell.
I guess the question comes down to what comes first, time-wise. The yoga session or the breaking and entering?
Where do you want to go break and enter?
His massage parlor. Which I guess we could genuinely get a warrant for that and not have to do it.
Yeah, it's very much linked to a terrorist attack right now. That's as far as the press knows. St. Louis PD has already been over there. He's a known associate, so they're doing their part too. They're not just sitting around waiting for you to do everything. They're following up their own leads. Even though FBI is the lead on this, there is significant manpower devoted to this case, so...
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work.
Are we checking it out or not?
Would we have time to go there first, or would we have to do the yoga session first, Ian?
No, you have time to go there, absolutely.
Let's go there.
All right, we're going over to the massage parlor. What are we looking for at the massage parlor?
Maybe a record of clients?
Any recurring symbols, maybe?
That makes sense.
And then we'll be looking for any crystals or other occult paraphernalia.
Why don't we roll some searchies? As the uniform will stand outside, you're flashing your badges as you're coming there, and there's the crime scene. Because it is a potential crime scene, isn't it? Oh, we have a professional here.
Oh.
We have a professional.
Pretty sure he found the meaning to the life, the universe, and everything.
42.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly!
what is the question? We don't know.
Oh, that's yeah.
Question
We
2
all-
with that roll.
We almost knew the question, but then they just had to have their hyper lane thingy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Maybe
Shame.
Talbot should get a towel for these. Maybe that could be like a sand bonus or something.
Cal, did you want to roll a search check for Morrigan as well?
Sure.
One of the disorders is you get a totem where when you don't have it on you, your character freaks out.
Dang.
I think Talbot's would have to be a terrible towel now that I really think about it.
Search. You are.
Ooh, I have a machine gun. I should not have that.
Why not?
Why?
Of course not.
Pretty sure that's it.
Back.
Who is
Mine.
carrying the submachine gun these days? Have you?
What?
Are you not? Have you not equipped the Swedish submachine gun that you had from Groversville?
I probably would have put it back in the green box.
Oh my God!
No, give it back. It's
I mean,
mine.
if Talbot wanted to take it, she could have it back.
Alright,
That's mine. I don't
It's yours
trust you
now.
with it anymore.
Okay.
You don't cherish Charlie like I do.
well,
Named it.
Fenton,
Yes, I did.
you're gonna find something interesting that someone obviously missed. In the massage parlor, there is in fact a hidden compartment in the office. It sits behind one of the filing cabinets, and then there's like a piece of the drywall that you can remove. So it's like a secret compartment inside the drywall. And that's going to be a small book with Mr. Beagley's... It's basically his Rolodex to all sorts of probably shady contacts. And inside there is an annotation for a Ron.
Ron, huh?
Sounds suspicious.
Ron sounds like the kind of guy who'd be involved in sex magic that blows everybody up.
It did have the dedication to a Ron from a Ron in the book.
Oh yes, that's a much better conclusion to draw.
I mean,
Never trust a Ron.
I will share this
I
group and
want
say,
to
hey,
have brought the sex magic in.
look at all this, fellas. So, is there a address on here, or just a phone number?
There's a phone number.
Damn it. Better than nothing. What's his full name? Ron what?
It doesn't say.
Oh, this guy's a tricky one.
You can't trace the phone number, or
We can see if it's a rich search or landline. It probably is in this day and age.
It would have to be, wouldn't it? We are tracing
Yeah.
a landline, apparently.
We'll have that.
Was that?
Yeah, let's have police trace the landline, and then that way we can, if it is a landline, which it probably is, because it's 97, we'll have a home, or at least a location.
is this guy smart enough to have a burner phone or whatever?
Burner
Like a
phones
throwaway
do
number?
exist in this time. They do. Not burner phones the way you think about it now, but cell
like a
phones,
proxy number.
mobile phones definitely do exist.
Might be one of those. Gotta be careful. Watch out for that. I'll get our clue either way.
Anything else in the parlor of interest?
Not really. That's about it, yeah.
No manifesto saying I
Um,
blew up the Colonel's ballroom. Here's how I did it.
No, not that.
Yeah.
But the phone number will be listed as a cell phone number for one Doug Walters.
Doug Walters. So the phone number we trace goes back to Doug Walters.
Yep. Not to Ron at all.
Who is Doug Walters? Is there any file on Doug Walters?
Nope.
Okay, we can run him through all the databases and see if we get any hits.
Are we
Because
going
if he's
to
militant-
FBI here and asking them to dig through databases with their computer skills that you definitely don't have because none of you have computer science?
Yeah, we might want to have the analysts take that. Place a phone call, have them run it. Because if this is our military guy just going under an alias or something, then there'll be files on him.
Yeah, you're a military guy. There is like a surname. You can see the tag with the surname on it in the picture, but it's a little bit fuzzy, so it's not easy to make out.
All right. Once again, we're back to the waiting game, waiting for everything to run.
Yeah. Does that mean that while they are running things through computers, you're gonna go to a yoga session?
Suppose it does.
There's no real face recognition technology in 1997 as such. But one of the computer guys there will offer to try to clarify the tag on the uniform through like image enhancer.
They would have a... They should still have a database of driver's licenses and stuff like that.
Yes, but they run more on fingerprints than anything else, I think. Maybe not for driver's licenses, but for criminal activity. And also it takes forever. Like, they don't do facial recognition the way we can do it today. Not in those days. They will go like social security numbers or driver's license ID numbers and that sort of thing, because it's just much faster. But yeah.
We don't have any of that information, so I'm trying to remember when they had access to actually doing comparisons like that.
Facial recognition? When was facial recognition first used? Automated was pioneered in the 1960s, I think. 1990s, early 2000s, local feature-based. Huh.
I have a textbook on my shelf. I can go, God, I haven't thought of any of this in years.
Okay, it's been around since the 50s and 60s. I don't know.
I think it's been around long enough that it may not have been necessarily as common as it was, but especially federal agencies would have had access to it.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Clearly. Anyway, they're on the case. They're working on trying to identify the man in the picture, and he was a Marine, so there has to be something in some database, perhaps in U.S. Marine Corps records. So, meanwhile, we're going back to Enolsis to sit in on a meditation session, because that's our favorite thing to do. Who's gonna be at
Indeed.
Enolsis and join the meditation session?
I'll go.
I planned this, so I guess I have to go.
I guess
I'll
you do.
go.
There's no reason for all of us not to go.
True.
Besides, maybe it'll help Morgan. I think she
Maybe,
could learn
yeah.
some chill.
You're not members of Enolsis yet, so that's a thing. But they do have the meditation exercise, and nobody says that you can't take part in that.
Yep.
Yeah, Sarah and Diane are there, and they're gonna open up the doors and show everybody into the meditation chamber, which is next to the storefront. And lots of carpets and some pillows around as well. They're now dressed in long white robes, and slowly but surely there will be more people coming in. It's certainly not gonna be like a full house or anything, but could maybe half a dozen to a dozen people will come, and they're gonna don their white robes on top of their civilian clothes, as it were. They all have their own crystals. And yeah, these crystals are, as far as you can tell, they look like Sarah's and Diane's crystals. And they're gonna sit down on the floor, and you're just standing around there in your FBI suits. Are we gonna participate in the meditation here? They're gonna invite you, absolutely. Please sit down, have a seat.
Fenton will go in a much more casual outfit, like trousers and one of his turtlenecks.
Very well. Have a seat.
Morgan has her jacket off.
What was that, Morgan?
Morgan just came with her jacket off. Everything else is full. This is what she sees as casual.
Okay, so badge, gun. I think people would be nervous if you're carrying your gun so people can see it.
Not carrying it visibly.
Okay, that's fair. Blair, Talbot, how are we dressed here?
After Club Apocalypse, Talbot has developed an appreciation for a style I can only describe as slutty vintage. So a low slut top is probably what she's wearing. Sweatshirt.
I mean,
I'm so sorry.
I think you're gonna get some loner robes for this time. Since you haven't actually joined the Gnosis yet, you're not getting any crystals, though. Of course, you have a crystal, right, Fenton?
Yeah.
The people of Analysis here, they're gonna sit down in a wide circle. Each one is holding their crystal in cupped hands. Much Blair, the late Colonel Daniels, was holding his crystal. You remember the pose that the body was frozen in, and they are doing exactly the same pose.
Great.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's wonderful. I can see no problems with this at all. Yeah.
I have a faint feeling of foreboding.
I can't
Just a
see
funny
why.
feeling.
Are there any
Just a
blonde
really
guys in
funny
robes?
feeling.
So, yeah, we're sitting down. Are any of you using the crystal you impounded, or is that secure somewhere in an evidence box?
It's not in an evidence box, but Fenton at least is not using it. I don't know if anybody else wants to use it.
Is it in your hotel room, in a pocket, in your car? I'm asking for absolutely no reason.
It's probably... I don't know if we would have left it in the... Because we had it with us when we've been out and about this whole time. So it's been on our person, because I showed it to them earlier.
Yes.
So I guess, what would you have done with it? Would you have kept it on your person, or would you have put it in the car?
Yeah, I kept it with me.
All right.
I don't trust you with artifacts anymore.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
You
sure, those
left
just
the
doesn't
demon
explode in your
mirror
face.
shard at home with your pregnant fiance.
Ah.
You didn't know it was a demon mirror
that was
shard.
not smart.
Found it in the
No, it was a
bathroom
demon mirror
of
shard.
Club. You
Just
couldn't.
don't look at
you
it
didn't
too-
think, oh, maybe there's some
For
sort
too
of
long
magic
and you'll
in here.
probably be fine.
I locked it in a
Probably.
box.
Oh yeah, because a box has always stopped demons and squishy things.
It's better off just not being in the light of day, like ever.
You know, I'm feeling a lot of negativity right now. And we're supposed to be in a place of relaxation and inner peace.
Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to focus
Look, you were
on
the
your
one
inner
who-
light.
y'all were
You
the
will
ones who
hear... What was that, Kel? Sorry.
They were the ones who brought up the shard. This is not my fault.
Clearly not.
Yeah.
So, long story short, Talbot has the crystal. Does it blow up and kill us all?
They're
Yeah,
going
that's
to
my
guide you through the meditation. You'll hear their voice speaking here. Keep your attention on top of your head. And they're very clearly speaking to the new people here, which is not just you. There is like two more new people here. Try to be thoughtless for a couple of minutes. And you can feel the incense in the room. There is some kind of soundscape that sounds like running water to calm you down. Be patient. Don't follow your thoughts. Just watch them. After a while, you will become thoughtless. As you're sitting there and you are thoughtless, you can see how Talbot just actually keels over. Donk.
Pardon?
She's sitting there.
What?
One moment she is thoughtless, and the next moment she just slumps over in a pile.
I'm gonna tell you now, there's a reason why she drinks so much coffee. And it's not to be peaceful. I thought
How are you guys doing right now?
Blair's
opposite.
immediately
What word
stopping and checking for a pulse.
Alright. Yeah, she has a pulse. You can't really tell why she would be like this right now. This is strange.
She got hypnotized.
I would you to roll a willpower check, Blair.
Oh, okay. How do I roll that?
You go into your statistics and you click on the dice next to your POW.
Oh, power, okay.
Nice.
Oh!
Wow. Okay, that's a good roll. As you're standing over her and you're checking her pulse and you're checking her vitals, and it seems for the moment that most of the others around haven't really noticed. Maybe someone is shifting a little bit. Sarah and Diane, they have their eyes closed, and just about everybody else has too, because they're focused on their meditations. So maybe they're not really paying attention to what's going on. And as you're doing this, you just feel a bit of a pressure behind your eyes, a flicker of emotions running wild, like an adrenaline spike almost, pressure on your mind.
Oh.
Oh no.
Could I check the crystal? Whichever pocket it's in.
You can, yeah.
Put gloves on first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she'll put on gloves first.
Just carry some around, just in case.
She is
see
a
it.
doctor, so...
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
Am I
They got
dreaming of
some
anything?
wide
Or am I-
controlling cooties on that thing, bro. Be careful.
Am I dreaming of anything, or am I just
Maybe. Who knows?
out?
Like she would know.
Yeah, I would like to know.
Maybe.
Oh,
Blair, why don't you
same.
roll power again?
Oh, no. Okay, still not bad.
That's a success. Good for you.
It went down.
That pressure on your mind just increases.
Is she showing any physiological reaction?
Nausea, I think, is appropriate now.
Yeah, she's...
Oh, yeah,
her
Morgan's.
brows are furrowed. She probably has a slightly pained reaction. And, oh god, my power in the statistics is going down.
Blair, are you okay? You don't look so good.
There's,
Fenton, why don't you roll a power check?
there's some kind of
Rather, I didn't.
pressure. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Oh,
Oh my.
It's success. Dang.
is the success a bad thing by this point?
Fenton is not going to notice anything specific here at all. Blair, just as you fumble through Talbot's pockets and you find... You're looking through the pockets, right? And you're finding the Ziploc bag with a crystal in it, you can swear there is a slight glow in the pocket. And the
Toss it.
moment you yank it out, it's gone. And at about that
Toss it.
time,
Far away.
Sarah and Diane will notice the commotion and they look up and, oh, is everybody okay? They look at Talbot. How are you doing there? Blair, why don't you roll a first aid check?
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
That is very nice. You have no idea why she's down. All the vitals seem completely normal. Like, pulse is stable, heart rate is solid. I don't know if you have a blood pressure machine that you could wrap around. I'm guessing that you have a doctor's kit not too far away that you can make such basic assessments. But that probably requires you running to the vehicle and getting back again. It takes several minutes, basically. No idea why this has happened.
Next logical conclusion is that the crystal did something.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe means yes at this point. The crystal did
Yeah.
this. Your eyes weren't deceiving you when you saw it glow with sinister magic. Toss the thing into the nearest pit and never think about this again.
What? Blair, what happened? Is she okay? Should we call an
She's-
ambulance?
She seems perfectly fine. She's just... I don't know. She just passed out. Maybe we should bring her out for now and move this crystal elsewhere.
You think the crystal has something to...
Are you saying that out loud
I'm-
to Sarah within... At
She's-
this moment, there's a little bit of commotion here, and people are gathering around, see, and Sarah and Diane are getting a glass of water or something, and fanning.
Sure.
They're using something to give Talbot some air.
She would have said Talbot's fine and all that out loud, but the crystal part she would have whispered.
That makes sense.
I'm pretty sure I saw it glow before I pulled it out of her pocket, so I think we just need to get it away, or at least away from this place.
I'll nod, and I guess we can scoop up Talbot and the crystal and take her out to the car.
They're
Like,
going to
my
help out
funeral.
as much as they can. Talbot is just absolutely loose. She's not sleeping. She's unconscious. You're
Yeah.
taking out your little light, the light that looks
Kinda like-
almost like a pencil or a pen, and
Kinda
you're
like-
checking her eyelids and her eyes, and yeah, she's out. She's unconscious. But why she would be unconscious? She might have had a very sudden drop in blood pressure that would have happened before. As a doctor, you want to monitor her right now for a good
Yeah.
number of hours. Put her under observation to see that nothing is bad with her, because people don't usually just fall unconscious randomly. There is some kind of underlying condition to that. So what are we gonna do with Talbot?
Do we have any smelling salts in Claire's bag of medical goodies?
I'm sure she does. It's not gonna
She
work
has some
though.
smelling salts. That's unfortunate.
I have another banana.
So how are you gonna smack that in? And just force feed her a banana while unconscious? Not a good idea. Could easily choke.
What do you think, Blair? You're the expert here. Should we take her to a hospital?
Monitor her for a few minutes, and if she doesn't wake up in 5 minutes, then we should probably bring her to a hospital just to be safe.
It might be something going on with her brains.
So it's completely
Could be.
possible.
It could be revenge for the Nels's thing.
Like, some whatever they did messed up her brain pattern. She got out. I'm a strong guy. I don't know what this means.
Are we going to the hospital then? Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, I guess
'Cause,
so.
yes,
since
she
I'm
does not
assuming
wake
she
up
doesn't
within
wake
5
up.
minutes. This is correct. All All right. It's not a
That's,
long drive to a hospital, and given the fact that you have credentials, Dr. Blair, I don't think anybody here is gonna object to you committing Talbot to observation in the hospital. They're gonna run all the tests. ECG,
Just for the record.
CAT
I'm
scans,
standing in the window.
all the things they can possibly do.
Just for the record, I would have stayed behind to finish the yoga thing, just because he's mostly trying to keep an eye out for any of those blonde people from the posters or anything like that.
All right, there's only one blonde person in the posters.
Yeah, that's the
Morgan
one.
The,
would
the
have
two
stayed
gentlemen in
behind,
the
too.
posters are both. One is upper middle age and one is younger. The middle aged man does have blonde hair, but he doesn't look
Gotcha.
anything like the Marine guy.
He'll stay behind just to see how it finishes out in case anything else of value comes up.
Very well. Diane and Sarah are doing their level best to continue and help everybody because it was such a shock and a bit of a trauma for everybody there because it's a medical incident. They're trying to help everybody, which is actually helping some of them because sitting down, relaxing, going through some meditation techniques can help take the edge off anxiety, particularly among those who are already predisposed to seeking calm and peace of mind through meditation, which is everybody except there. Some of them will still have trouble concentrating and focusing, so it's not going to be the way they had intended it entirely. They will complete their session eventually, and nothing else untowards will happen there, Fenton. They're going to wrap up the session after about an hour and wish everybody a good evening and tell everybody who is a member of Analysis to come to the great session tomorrow, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, Blair in hospital, Talbot is being checked for everything, and what they can say is that Talbot has a lot of brain activity going on.
Crystal brain screwery.
Oh, shut up! I have a 15 intelligence. Ha!
Oh, I'm supposed to be the stupid one here.
Yeah, I think you probably are a little bit, because I
checked.
think you have the lowest intelligence of the group.
I checked.
Yeah, I
That
have
is,
a 10.
Yeah. Which is average.
That's smarter than me.
Fair. But, yeah, no, Blair, they cannot identify a reason why she's unconscious. Like, they're doing it toxicology, they're taking blood, they're doing the blood work, they're doing all the checks, because this is an FBI agent, and this is not how things should be. But every single test they're running so far has come through clean. There is no surprise virus, there is no signs of organs misbehaving. Heart rate is fine, pulse is fine, blood pressure fine. The only thing, I guess, out of the ordinary is the brain activity. Which is
We
not
get the
as...
crystal out of there.
It's not a sleep pattern.
Oh.
Did you get rid of the crystal? Or did you, like, move it to another area?
Crystal is, of course, a piece of evidence. Are you sure you're gonna get rid of it?
No, just move it out of the general vicinity of...
Yeah.
Well, where is the crystal now, then?
I wouldn't have it. That was the last one who had it.
Yeah, I rushed to the hospital, so it's probably in my pocket in the moment.
Okay.
We think, like, proximity to the thing is causing Talbot to be unconscious. Could be.
Possibly, we should probably move it
Try
elsewhere.
moving it farther away.
Maybe we could probably give it back to the police as evidence to hold on to still.
Make
Like
sure
you
they're
said.
careful with it.
Yeah.
What else would that thing would do?
Oh no.
Is Fenton coming to the hospital after being done with the whole meditation thing?
Yeah, I'll head to the hospital afterwards.
Very well.
No reason to stick around here.
Now we're all at the hospital. What do we want to do from here?
I'd personally love to wake up, but I have a feeling that's not in the cards right now.
That has not happened yet, no.
Yay.
Who knows if it will ever happen? Do you have a backup character?
Maybe.
Fenton,
I won't
Blair,
say.
Morgan, how are we planning on this evening? There's no sign of her waking up yet. There's no sign of when she will wake up. Like, all the machines are hooked up. The ECG is completely normal. You'll hear the nice little beeping sound of her nice and steady heart rhythm. She is under observation.
I guess there's no point in us staying here.
We should probably research more about that crystal, honestly.
Yeah, let's go back to the hotel and spend the evening digging through some more books. Pick up some McDonald's on the way.
Very well. Okay, so is anybody gonna stay with Talbot, or are we just leaving her here for the night?
Does anybody think someone should stay?
I'm just curious. Logistics here. Who is going where?
Fenton would go back to the room because I think his skills are best used there.
That makes sense.
I think Blair might stay and just give the crystal to Fenton.
That also
Morgan
makes
will
sense.
follow Fenton.
I will draw some protective wards before I leave. Again, knowing as a player they don't do anything, but Fenton feels better about it.
You never know. It might do something.
Military superstitions.
I can roll dice too.
No, you can't. All sorts of dice are being rolled here. Okay, Morrigan, as you're standing there watching, you've been just tagging along here and watching things and just entering bodyguard mode, in a sense, around Talbot here, because clearly she needs you to protect her in some fashion. And you're just kind of looking around, out the windows, through the windows to the rest of the hospital ward, things like that. And as you're doing that, for some reason, you have no idea why you're doing it, but for some reason, you're just looking upwards for a moment. And as you're doing this, you're looking up to one of the vents. And at that vent, you can swear that you can see an eyeball popping out of between the little grill, the little network, if you will, that is sealing the air vent. And it's turning and looking right at you. You're looking right at an eyeball before it just pops back up inside. Roll sanity.
What? The fuck?
Oh my god.
You know, it's kind of funny. It'd be funny if she critically fails, pulls out her gun, and just goes ape shit on that fence.
Okay.
Oh no.
Don't kill me.
She's
That is
fine.
not a critical failure. In fact, you don't lose any sanity at all.
I've seen worse.
I think there's a shot of
I've seen
adrenaline going through
worse.
Morrigan at this moment, but also a moment of,
I've-
did I just see what I saw?
Hey, guys, you people, there's an eye in the vent. I saw it. I'm not sure.
I look up at the vent. Is there an eye in the vent?
Nope.
Blair also looks.
What kind of vent is this?
Air ducts, ventilation that have to exist in all buildings.
But just like one of those little ceiling vents. It's not like one of the ones where you can take it off and climb into it.
I guess you could. I don't think you can climb in through that particular vent. It's a little bit small. Maybe you can set up like a 10-year-old through it. Man is gonna find it very challenging to climb through that one. But who knows? The air ducts inside might be big enough to crawl around in. Hard to tell from out here.
It's on the wall, not the ceiling.
It's in the ceiling, yeah.
It's in the ceiling.
I probably have the athleticism to get into there, but do I want to? Probably not.
Is there any way we could reach it? It's like, could we climb on something? Can we move like
sure.
Talbot's bed over and climb up on the bed?
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
This
Can we
hospital has an
not-
eyeball infestation.
Could we also get a chair and not use Talbot's bed?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that too.
Okay. I'll get a chair, stack it up, and flip a light switch on and just kind of look into the vent. Because Morgan doesn't normally say things. So when
Yeah.
Morgan is saying something crazy like that, Benson actually feels inclined to believe that she's not crazy.
Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna undo the vent and take a peek in there, possibly with a flashlight. Just, oh my god, this is like aliens just popping up and looking in there and hoping that there's nothing bad in there, isn't it?
I wasn't afraid until you said that.
There's nothing bad in there, Fenton. It's just an air vent, as far as you can tell. You think?
I don't see anything, Morgan. It's just an air vent. You're sure you saw something in there? What exactly was it? Morgan? Oh no, has she gone comatose as well?
Yep.
Alright, Blair, go get another bed from one of the adjacent rooms.
Cal, you there?
She's rotating her.
Fenton asked you, Morgan, what she saw there.
Oh, it was an eyeball.
An eye, just an eyeball? Was it like on a stalk?
It was an
Did you see-
eye. It was an eye in the vent, and it was looking at me.
Did it look like a human eye, an animal eye, a demon eye?
All I know is that I was somehow compelled to look up at the ceiling, and I just so happened staring at me. Now, I'm supposed to be watching out for voyeurs, but I was not expecting to see one in the vent, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna need coffee for this. God damn it.
There'd be like medical tape in the room.
I'm sure that it's easy to find around here.
Yeah, I'll dig through the drawers, get some medical tape, get a piece of paper, and just tape over the vents. Tape the paper over the vents.
That makes sense.
And draw a protective ward on the paper as well, because it makes him feel better.
It does make him feel better.
Yeah. Then I'll go, there. No more eyeballs.
Oh. Right there also.
Right.
I'm sure it's gonna happen again.
So what are we doing next?
Benson is going to go back to the hotel and do some research.
I'm going to follow you because I don't think I feel safe in this room anymore.
Alright. Fenton and
Blair's
Morgan
just
goes
gonna
to the
stay.
hotel. Blair, you stay and watch over Talbot, monitoring the progress here.
Yep, and keeping an eye out for any more eyeballs.
You've been alerted now, haven't you?
Trifling eyeballs. The eyeball people just be trifling. peeping where they're not supposed to. Knows what they're thinking.
Morgan, you're a fascinating person. Have I ever told you that?
Back to the hotel. Yeah, you've rifled down some McDonald's. You're back in your hotel room, ready to go through various books. Of course, that's going to keep Fenton occupied for a while. I don't know what...
In your books, dude.
I will. Yes, I will keep an eye open for any mentions of creepy hospital eyeballs in the vents.
Well, now that I guess the paranoia is hitting the streets, as it were, hitting the team at least, Morgan, as you are driving back towards the Hilton Hotel, which is your place to stay, you will in fact see there's a vehicle tailing you guys. It's a black Ford Taurus. Not directly behind it. It keeps several vehicles between. It's a good tail. Whoever's doing this is very good. But your paranoia was triggered in that hospital, and you're just looking out for everything right now. You will, in fact, spot this tail.
What do you want to do? Do you want to...
Who's driving?
I'm pretty sure I'm the one driving. But
okay.
I'm going to take a detour.
Yeah?
I'm not bringing whatever that is anywhere near. I'm trying to lose the tail at this point.
Why don't you roll a drive check?
Alrighty then.
Let's hope it's not a fumble. Because that would mean ow.
It would be so unfortunate. It would be so unfortunate.
Oh.
Yep.
Not again.
What does it require for Z-Cell to have a good driver in the team?
Welcome to the club.
I think one of us really needs to improve on driving skills.
I'm just saying, Fenton has been the common denominator in both of these accidents. I think they're his fault, really.
Yes, for him trusting other people to drive the car.
Look, he's been doing some weird geometry magic. I think him and that graphing calculator have set this up.
Look, Morgan at this point has drank so much coffee that she cannot see straight, okay?
Clearly.
She's jittering all over the place.
Why didn't you say something?
Do any of us even have a drive above 20?
I do.
You're unconscious.
Well, in this case...
Don't let her deceive you, Morgan. She wrecked the first car.
Yeah.
In this case, I'm actually going to be nice. And I'm going to ask Morgan if you want to lose some willpower points or some temporary points from one of your mental statistics. Intelligence, power, charisma.
I'm going to lose some temporary points from one of my statistics, yeah.
Okay, which one are we grabbing for? Intelligence, power, or charisma?
Charisma.
Very well. So basically, you're gonna road rage for a moment here. You're not getting rid of your tail because I don't know, traffic is really annoying. It's a truck in front of you, and then there's another truck, and then there's a couple of idiot cyclists, and it's just a nightmare. You're leaning on the horn, and they're just showing you the finger and being generally rude, and then you're snapping at them and being rude right back, and you just know that you have not shaken that tail at all.
Fenton, very tightly holding on to the little handle above the door in horror, is going to point out maybe we should confront them since we can't lose them.
I'm giving into my Chicago road rage right now.
Does this mean, like, bringing out the submachine gun and just killing everything in sight? Or, like, what is
No,
a
there's
Chicago
really-
road rage?
Where? We should really find, like, if we're really going to confront this weirdo stalker car, we should probably go somewhere where there is no civilians to get in the way of that.
I agree.
That makes sense. Where would that be in this big city?
There's got to be like an industrial park or something.
Alright.
Oh,
Yeah, Fenton is the map reader. You're getting yourself out to an industrial park somewhere. And then what?
Let's think
do
of
we
it.
use a car?
We should get out of the car. What kind of guns do you have?
I have a handgun on me. I'm
That's
not
all?
sure about anything else. Also, that AK. I don't think I brought the AK though.
Didn't you? I thought you had it.
Yeah, I did take the AK, but I'm not sure. Do I still have that? I'm pretty sure I do.
In the trunk, I
Might be in the car.
It's gotta be in the trunk or something.
So you're gonna grab
Did
the
I have
AK
time
and
to find
load
some
up?
ammo for it?
It's easy to find AK ammo. It's standard 762.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, but have we done so yet?
Probably not. That's fair.
Yeah, we got.
You had a lot on your
If it
plate
comes
today.
to it, I could always just use it as a bludgeoning weapon, so it's whatever.
You can. Yes, this is true.
I guess you can stand behind our doors and wait for them to get out of their car.
Also, whoever
get out
is
of
looking
sight.
at you will not know that the magazine is empty, so you can still use it for threatening purposes until you have to pull the trigger.
I have another loaded gun, so it's fine.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, I got my personal. And good that I never leave the house without.
Very good. So yeah, you're out at some kind of industrial park. It's late by now, of course, because the
I would
clock
grab
ticks,
Fenton and run out of
strangely
sight.
enough. And it's gonna be like 9-ish in the evening at this point. The sun has set, and whoever is in the black Ford Taurus is parking at a good long distance from you, but definitely there. It's binocular distance, really. Like, they can definitely watch you from over there. They don't
So-
seem to be terribly inclined to close the distance, though.
So we're in this park area. There's us, there's them, and behind them would be the entrance, yeah?
I'm thinking they're not even gonna enter the industrial park necessarily. If there's any way to park outside it, they would.
I'm just considering if Morgan is spiteful enough to try to sneak up on these losers and shoot out their tires.
I am going to call the St. Louis Police Department
Ah,
and tell them that we need officers here right heckin' now.
very
Explains
well.
the situation and see if they can coordinate a way to box the guy in on that street.
Yeah, probably tell them to not come in with sirens.
Okay, that's an interesting.
Just so you know,
solution,
if
I'm
this
sure.
doesn't work,
Yeah.
I am going to be shooting out the tires of that car.
Not from this distance.
I'm going to
that
sneak
AK.
up on them and shoot out their
Okay.
tires.
So you're gonna engage before anything else. Very well. Because it's gonna take a good 15 minutes to coordinate a proper boxing in. You have to get enough units out here, and they have to set it up. So it could take a little while.
About halfway
It's-
through,
Oh.
Fence will turn, realize Morgan's gone, and go, "Oh shit."
Morrigan, I was gonna look through the modifiers here for you because obviously there are some. So what speaks against you here, sneaking up, is that it's flat around here. There's not a whole lot of stuff to hide behind. But on the other hand, it's dark. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Alright,
Oh.
before I decide to do the shooty thing, I'm going to see if I can see inside of the car from a safe enough distance. See how many
Right.
people are inside.
Did you pick up
Hurry
the
up,
night
Elaine.
vision goggles from the green box? I don't remember if anybody said anything about that.
Oh yeah,
Did
night
we
vision
take
goggles.
those?
I'm pretty sure we took those.
Very well then. I want you to roll a stealth check for me here, Agent Morrigan.
Right. Stealthy stealth.
Exactly that.
Ooh, it's pretty high. I like that. Scored slightly higher. Might be a problem.
That might be a problem, yeah. Morrigan is not on top of her game today, clearly. Stumbling over
too much coffee.
As I think you're making the mistake, the adrenaline is shooting through you. You're making the mistake of trying to adjust the night vision goggles as you're moving, and as a result, you stumble and fall over something that makes a bit of a noise. And as such,
Is it going to leave?
yeah, the car will
Honestly,
be
that's all I
leaving.
wanted. It needed to screw off, bro.
Good.
But it also means that you don't get a chance to box them in, so.
No, there's no choice. I'm not gonna driver to try and pursue. That would not go well.
Look, it's not my job to think, okay? It's my job to get rid of these weirdos.
I just pat her on the shoulder and go, I know. I know. I'll call
Tokyo.
Blair and give her a heads up.
Good to know. I'm assuming you guys didn't get a license plate or anything.
No, I was gonna try and see if we're the local PD to get unboxed in, but Morgan's ninja skills were not as ninja as she would have liked this evening.
All right then.
The famous Nokia 3310 is still 3 years out. I had one of those. They were very strong, and you could
Party.
basically kill small
Once
animals.
those
with
come
them.
out, Morgan. Morgan,
Yes,
you
yes.
just switch to that as your main weapon.
You're very old, we know.
I am very old. You can have a Motorola StarTAC. They were very popular at the time, if I remember correctly. Yes, the StarTAC came out in 1997. It was the most state-of-the-art thing. The flip
Oh,
phone
back
with
in the
a
day, iPhone.
extendable. Yeah, I had one of those too. State-of-the-art communication, best reception of any cell phone of the time.
Just wait till Blackberries come out. Revolutionary.
Yep, that is a while yet. 10 years or something.
I remember
But
feeling so cool when I got my first Blackberry.
who knows if any of these agents will still be alive by then.
Oh, don't jinx us.
I think Blair will probably be alive.
Blair will live through everything.
I think she's been critically injured yet.
Oh, we'll
Blair's
fix
the
that
smart
too,
one.
don't worry. Wait, did I say that out loud?
Oh no.
Alright, we're back in the hotel room. You're actually back in your hotel. It's been a long day, hasn't it?
What better way to unwind than reading the occults?
Right? That is exactly the best way of unwinding. Or is it, Morrigan?
I'll find her a nice
What?
picture book.
It's a nice picture book. And the
Nice
pictures immediately melt her face because of the horrors inside. No, they don't.
This poor fool.
How is Morrigan unwinding this time? Or maybe she's not unwinding at all. Maybe she's all paranoid and keeping watch everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah, that's how she reacts to these sorts of things.
That makes sense. So is Morrigan gonna sleep tonight at all?
She'd probably pass out of sheer exhaustion at this point.
Eventually? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, eventually.
You're still pacing the room, Morrigan, and Fenton is still
Yep.
flipping through. I don't know how long you want to be awake, Fenton. It's past 10 now.
You stay up till 11 or 12, so I do in real life.
Makes sense.
Back up at
Um,
6 or 7.
There is going to be
Y'all
a
have
knock
never
on the
actually
door,
seen Morgan
Morrigan.
sleep.
What was that?
Yep. None of you have ever actually seen Morgan sleep. She's always either the last one. She's the first one awake and the last one to go to sleep. All the time.
There's going to be a knock on the door, Morrigan.
I'll look through the whatever. I'll look through that.
I don't
What's
think
going
there's
on?
people. Or are there people?
Or like hotel doors.
I mean,
Most
you have
hotels, yeah.
one. Okay, maybe you have one.
That's pretty standard on modern hotels.
That's fine. Okay, there's a bellhop standing there with one of these rolling trays they have for service.
Alright, I'm still very suspicious, but I crack open the door and ask what they want.
Yeah, it's a young bellhop. Your order, he says, and then punches you through the door. Like, through the little crack in the door.
Punches? Me?
Yeah, his arm just extends and there's this crack in the door and his arm twists and gets thinner in a way human arms absolutely cannot.
He's a goddamn assassin.
Stuck. Now, the good news is the punch actually doesn't connect because the hand, as it comes towards you, has misjudged the width of the gap. So it gets a little bit stuck. But even as it does, it just bulges. It's like the whole thing is made out of jelly and distorts. And the fingers are 3 times as long as a human hand. And it's like there's no bones inside that arm at all. Roll sanity, please.
I just pull out the gun and start blasting, bro. What the hell?
Yeah, but first you roll a sanity check.
No.
I think I say this, but I missed when we thought this was just a case of sex magic gone wrong.
Yeah.
Was that the eyeball weirdo that I saw in the hospital?
Yeah, now we're getting
pretty
tail.
sure
What
it
is all
was.
this bullshit?
Good for
45.
you. You only lose a single sanity point for seeing something that is obviously unnatural and should not be possible to exist. So, yeah, Morrigan,
Let's just
what do you
take
want to
the
do
mad
now?
route.
You want to shoot the thing in the face, I guess.
I'm gonna kill the living of this thing, bro. What the heck?
Very
That
well.
isn't
We're
brilliant.
drawing the gun and we're shooting, and you are absolutely at point blank range, so add a plus 20.
Alright, so.
And you do that by going into your equipment and then right click on the Sig Sauer, the little dice there, and then adding the plus 20.
Right?
Yeah, there's a couple of dice, like a 2d6 symbol right next to the Sig Sauer P228. And if you right click on those dice, you will get up the interface where you can add the plus 20. And that is most definitely a hit. Yeah, you pull out that gun and you just let it go, let it rip, bang, right in the face of this guy. So why don't you roll a d10 to do some damage?
Alrighty.
Well,
Aw.
apparently you don't hit square in the face. You don't hit right between the eyes. This person is moving. I think you're going to hit one of the ears. And as you do, you can see how the ear explodes. Much you would see if you would hit, like a ballistic gel or something. There's no blood coming out here. Not at all. It's some kind of pale goop. But definitely not blood. Fenton,
Oh
you
my
hear the
God.
shooting. You can't see anything yet, other than Morrigan just standing there by the door and unloading her gun.
I'm going to draw my gun, move up towards the door so I have a good full view of it, and I'm going to take the aim action.
Very well. To see, you need to get the door opened more, because right now it's just a
Oh, no,
crack in the door.
I just want to see the door. That's what I meant.
Okay, gotcha.
So if it swings open, I'll be able to see it.
Oh,
That makes sense. The bellhop, let's still call it the bellhop, shall we? Even though we definitely know this is not a human. The bellhop will, instead of attacking you, Morrigan, it's giving you a bit of a wicked smile, and then the arm will wrap around the chain, I guess? Just to do that and open the door properly to be able to get in easier. Which means that Fenton can shoot it now, because you can see the bellhop with the spaghetti arm, for lack of a better term. Like, that arm should not... That's not how arms bend. That's not how arms work.
try playing spaghetti, Bill. Ruining
What?
my night. I
I'm
had a
one step ahead
bad
of
day
you.
today. And you're making it worse.
Okay then. Critical success.
No sanity loss, yeah? Yeah?
1 sanity loss.
Ah, well.
Oh.
Shut.
Yeah, because it's like literal direct view of something really freaked out.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Ow.
How about your shooting? Is that gonna be a good hit?
Am I allowed to take a shot now?
Don't you dare accidentally hit me. I will be upset.
Am I allowed to take a shot now, or do I have to wait till my next
Oh yeah,
turn?
no, because you said that you were aiming for the door, so I'm just gonna allow you to take your shot from, like, last turn, basically. Because I'm thinking you're not... Okay.
I'm trying to aim with the aim action is what I was doing.
Oh, you took the aim action. Yeah, that's fine. So you're
Yeah.
actually not shooting, which means that
Okay,
we
yeah.
avoid a critical failure. Good
'Cause
for you.
I wanted to
That
give
was a
myself
close
that
one.
20% boost in the event that I would be shooting in a bad spot.
Yeah. You just saw the horror of a person who's definitely not a human with that weird arm that is bending all the ways an arm should not be able to bend. That it's an arm without any bones in it at all. Morgan, do you want to shoot the bellhop again? Still a +20.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm killing this thing, bro. Alright. Mr. Sig Sawyer.
Okay then.
With
That
the
Yikes.
did not work out so well for you.
That's even a fail with a 20 because it'd be 80.
Yeah, so normally I'm noticing that you're not adding the +20 because your target is actually an 80, but it doesn't matter in this case because it's still a critical failure. That's sad.
Oh no.
I think we're gonna have a weapons malfunction. That's what I
no,
think
my
we have.
gun's jammed. My gun's jammed in it.
Yeah, it's either gonna be that or you shot some kind of bystander. Why don't you roll a luck check? If you succeed with a luck check, your gun is jammed.
Okay.
God.
Oh no.
Where?
And we don't have the doctor!
Oh
Nope.
yeah.
Okay, you hear someone screaming down the hallway of the hotel hallway. Yeah.
Yucks.
Collateral will happen, apparently. There's not going to be an investigation into this at all. Fenton, you do have a clear shot at this guy. With a
Clear
+20,
shot.
because you have been aiming.
Yeah, clear shot +20. It's a right click and then add the +20. And then I hit the roll button and I
Still
hit guns.
miss. I
This
think
game.
you are trying to overcompensate because you don't want to hit Morrigan. So, bang. Shots hit the wall right next to the bellhop. Okay, let's see.
Dude, we're really bad at killing this thing.
Yep. So far,
Welcome
you've
to the
had
story of our game.
terrible luck
Now I
with
see-
your rolls. Well,
Now I
the
see why
bellhop is
Brendan wants these
going
spells.
to attack Morrigan. Take just a step through the door and attack you with the arms. Both arms are coming for you and trying to wrap around you in an absolute moment that it's like almost moving like tentacles more than arms.
Ew.
but for some reason I roll as terribly as you do. You are not
Yes.
hurt in any way. I'm guessing Morrigan is just taking a half a step backwards or 3 step backwards or something.
Oh yeah,
It's moving.
I just remembered I have a kabar knife on me.
You do, yeah.
Fucking go!
And now I will be stabbing this thing in retaliation.
Very well.
When it's my turn.
It's your turn.
Alright.
So it's
Ding.
closing the distance. You're closing the distance, and you're
It's
still
so
rolling
bad.
absolutely
Why
terribly.
is it always 80s? Why am I so bad today?
Your firearms is better than your melee, so just as a point of order. But yeah, you are trying to cut this guy, and as you are lunging out, the guy's torso or stomach is literally just moving away from you in ways that human bodies should not be able to, just curving away from you in a bulging, gelatinous move.
I'm feeling pure hatred.
That makes sense. Fenton,
Why
what are we
won't you
doing?
die when I
wanna
try to
get-
kill you?
As close as I can, so I don't have to worry about shooting her in the back. It's easier to shoot this thing.
That makes sense. I'm gonna give you -20 because it's in a melee kind of situation, but +20 for being point blank.
So it's just a normal roll?
Yeah.
Yeah. That had no benefit. Okay.
No benefit at all. But
Alright,
it wouldn't be
moderate-
a negative otherwise, because these guys are not fighting each other.
Oh, to avoid hitting her. I understand
Yeah,
what you're talking
yeah.
about. Okay, I completely understand. In that case, this did have a benefit.
And
Excellent.
they're moving back and forth and jumping and everything, and you're trying to get that clear shot, and it's tricky. But
I gotcha.
you know,
Alright,
just
well,
moving
muttering
up
it
as close as you
incantate-
can and just unloading.
Muttering an incantation, hoping that maybe it'll help him hit something. God damn it.
Nope.
What
Not
the hell?
today. Bang,
Have we
bang,
rolled
bang.
higher than an 80? Jeez.
Has anyone rolled
Why
below
is it-
50 so far? I don't think so.
Nobody's
No,
rolled
it's
below
all
80
been
so
80s
far.
and 90s.
Lots of 80s and 90s.
Oh,
Well. Okay, let's try again to hit you. Apparently, this thing is as bad at hitting stuff as you are. It's flailing around with the arms. It's trying to sweep your leg, but gets stuck in the doorway. And Morrigan, you're still untouched by this thing.
I'm glad we all suck.
Apparently.
Alright. So,
It's just chaos. Arms, legs, of all sorts.
you know what? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Alright, yeah.
Dagger, pistol.
6R again.
Yeah. It's a hit for
finally.
once. Bang,
Finally.
bang, bang. And let's see how much damage you might do with a D10. You're gonna hit him, them.
In a leg.
Don't know exactly what kind of pronoun to use to this thing. Pretty much square in the torso, the clothes, the bellhop uniform, which is already starting to rip from all the unnatural movements of this body, does get a hole in it. It just smiles at you a little bit. Fenton?
The wise words of Benjamin Franklin. I'm gonna shoot me this motherfucker.
Well, that's a definite hit, isn't it? Roll a
I
I told you it was a
D10.
quote.
Is this the room with all the booze in it?
Yep, it
Yeah.
is.
The booze room.
You drank
Well,
a
we
lot
all
of it
know
last
it.
night.
We all know what Fenton does with half-empty bottles of booze and monsters.
You're gonna hit it in the shoulder.
Molotov cocktail in this circumstance doesn't seem like the best idea.
I want to set the thing on fire. Usually, squirmy things die if they get set on fire. But
This thing is gonna
This
run
feels like-
away. It starts running down the hallway towards. It's really the end of the line. This hallway ends in a window.
God, you think you can run from me? Get back here!
Roll an athletics check. You're trying to keep up.
Alright.
Not at all.
Really?
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
That
My
is
athletics
absolutely
is so
sad.
high. You do this to me.
Morrigan,
Guys,
you're
you
gonna
have to trade me.
stumble over one of the potted plants in the hallway. Obviously, it's not a real potted plant, it's plastic. But you're stumbling over it, which gives the bellhop the chance to run right up into the window, smashing through it, and fall
Do I
out
get-
or jump out on the other side.
Do I get an attempt to shoot it before it disappears? in the
You
hallway?
do get a chance, perhaps. Yes, why not?
Come
I'll
on,
give you
please.
one.
Because you're such a kind DM.
Apparently,
Such a
yeah.
kind and loving DM.
Handler. Wow. Okay, that's a lot. You're gonna hit it
Blow its legs
in
off.
somewhere in the. You can see the impact as the dust and
Hit it in the
lint
legs so it can't
of
run.
the uniform just pops out at the base of the neck. You're pretty sure you got it really good, but it's still running and right through that window. And what floor are we on? Definitely not ground level.
Yeah.
Hold on. Third floor.
Only
Oh,
third. This is
well,
the
my
Hilton,
hunch
my
was
friend.
correct.
This is the Hilton. If we're gonna roll like that, 12th floor.
Okay, fantastic.
I hope it splatters onto the floor and turns into a mud puddle. How dare you?
Maybe not. Who knows? It's out of sight from you guys. Morrigan is not lying on the ground, but what? Are we running up to the window to look out? Is that what we're saying?
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna see something absolutely horrible. It has, in fact, splattered on the ground. It looks very pancaked, the way a human being should not be possible to be pancaked. Like, the body is flattened on the ground. The hand is, like, really wide. The legs the same. The head itself is also like a round disc, almost, the way it absolutely should not be possible to be. It should have been splattered like a melon with brain tissue and blood everywhere, but that is not what happened. Instead, it just reassembles itself, very much reminiscent to the T-1000 in Terminator 2, which came out 6 years ago. And then basically just kind of rolls in somersaults towards the closest sewer grate and just slips into between the bars and disappears, leaving the bellhop uniform behind.
I am seething. Seething.
I suppose we need to address the gunshots with the hotel staff.
Yeah, it's not good. This is the Hilton. It's very downtown St. Louis. The amount of time it's going to take before St. Louis PD appears is not going to be very high. You have probably 5 minutes.
I'm going to call the handler ahead of time.
Very well.
So he's a friendly, so he's not fully Delta Green.
That's
So
correct.
I'm just letting him know that we had an encounter. And just keep his guys from asking too many questions. Oh, he's FBI, isn't he?
Yeah.
St. Louis PD. Ah, shite. Never mind.
Which means that you still have to ID yourself to St. Louis PD and everything. Though they know you're here.
Yeah. All right.
There was a criminal who tried to
No.
break into our house and assault us,
Yeah, we were attacked. Plain and simple.
and a
Not
gunfight ensued.
false. Gunfight
Leave out the
ensued.
part-
Incorrect. Just leave out the part where it's a weird creature made of slime.
Also, leave out the part where it leapt out of its 12-story windows, pancaked itself, got up, and fled into the sewer. They don't need to know that part either.
Strange that you're gonna leave some parts out.
Officially, the bad guys disappeared down a staircase or something.
That makes sense. Very well. Yeah, definitely Gaston will help you and liaise with St. Louis PD. And St. Louis PD will swing by, ask a bunch of questions. It's going to take a good probably another hour or so before they're satisfied with everything. They're going to post people around. They want to have description of the assailant, so
He was
that
wearing a
everybody can
Bellhop
keep
uniform.
their eyes peeled for this.
Oh, very young.
I'll give him a description. I'll just leave out the part where he's also ooey gooey stretchy.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna have to kill another ooey gooey by the end of this run.
Yeah, our handler has a thing.
The description apparently matches one of the staff of the hotel.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
that's true.
He was dressed as staff.
I don't know how long, if you're gonna wait up until, because this person was not expected to take a shift today.
You know his address?
Of course they do.
All right, Morgan, if you'd like to come with too, let's take some police, throw on some FBI jackets, and kick in his door.
All right.
Yes, please.
It's gonna be 1 a.m. by the time you get to the door, and you're kicking in the door, and a young man is going to be completely surprised in bed early. Apparently he has a young lady with him in bed. They were sleeping though, but I think it's clear from their state of undress what they were doing before they fell asleep. The guy must have had a very nice date. And he's absolutely shocked when he sees you and what did I do, man? Yeah, he's very upset.
Did you note that a man with your description broke into our hotel condo and tried to assault us?
That's bullshit, man. I've been here all night. You can just ask my girlfriend. God damn it. He's obviously handcuffed and everything at this point. But, yeah, he protests his innocence vehemently. And she will corroborate his story. She's definitely, yeah, we've been here all night. We went and caught a movie. We went here. Yeah, this is...
Separate from the police kicking in your door, have you had any strange encounters this past day?
No?
Are you missing any of your uniforms or work equipment?
He is not, but the hotel is.
Alright, so we'll just weave together a story that clearly somebody was posing as him, because I genuinely don't think it was this guy. I think somebody took his form. We'll weave together a story that clearly somebody has been trying to pose as him in an attempt to murder 2 FBI agents in their hotel room.
How long do you want to, Fenton and Morgan want to spend on this guy? Are we gonna
Probably
drag
not
him down to the
long.
station, do
No,
interrogations,
Yeah,
fingerprints,
no,
the
it's
hordes?
not this guy. We know it's
No,
not him.
I don't think it was actually him. I'm pretty sure this thing took his form. That's it.
So what are we telling St. Louis PD? Like, they're ready to give him the full criminal suspect treatment and hold him overnight if you want them to.
No, I think we'll
Somebody-
stick with
Somebody used his face.
the terrorists that we are dealing with, the organization we think is behind the recent attack of our investigation. They are known for their disguise abilities. So it's very likely they had some kind of fake mask made and were using it to cover their tracks.
Very well. Do you want to go back to your hotel room again, or are we looking at other solutions for the night?
I want to go back to the hotel room to collect the spookiest books, and then let's all go have a slumber party in the hospital.
That you can.
I feel like every op now is just
Ooh.
slumber party.
Why do we even bother getting
Yeah.
separate hotel rooms anymore?
I know, right?
I don't know why you do that. It's because you're still rookie Delta Green agents, I think.
So, Blair, you're never gonna
Yes.
guess what we just experienced. And I'll fill
Blair
her in.
is sleeping by the time you get there.
I will wake her up and I will fill her in. Because I feel like waiting until the morning to say, hey, we were attacked in the night was gonna make her even angrier.
Yo, Morgan says
Possibly.
absolutely nothing, but her face is seething. Like, her RBF is cranked up to 10.
No doubt about that, yeah.
Like, she is, like, straight up hugs mode.
So we're dealing with some shapeshifter now?
Yeah. Apparently it's not just some kind
You
of
think it
ritual
was
gone
what
wrong.
I saw in that. You think it's what I saw in the vent? That weird eye. Because I'm pretty sure he was watching us from the vent. It was him. I know it was
That's
him.
very possible.
Him or one of those other guys.
We've clearly caught the attention of somebody. Something. Any updates on her? Why is she upside down? Did you flip her around?
No, she seems to move a lot in her sleep.
I guess that's a good
Well,
sign.
I can say this much. By the time Talbot wakes up, everybody else is going to be sleeping on whatever improvised material you have. But Talbot, I'm not going to say that your sleep has been unconsciousness. You've just been away for a while. And yeah, that has been an interesting experience, I'm sure.
Where did I go?
Oh, inside your own mind somewhere.
Probably
God,
to crab
God.
heaven.
You
That's
can
horrifying.
see
That's a crabland.
you're Talbot. You're at the party in the Daniels mansion,
Are my
and
clothes on?
you're sitting
My God.
in the party room. You're seeing people here, like all the young ladies. They are very undressed, and that state of undress is affecting. It's very attractive, let's say, to the eyes through which you are watching. You can see a younger, middle-aged blonde man dressed in a suit. He has hair not quite down to his shoulders, but almost. He's nodding, he is enjoying himself, and his name is Ron Valiant. And you're sitting there squat, completely naked, with the crystal in your hand, and feeling just the best thrill, the most arousing thrill coursing through your body. And as you're feeling this immensely pleasurable sensation, you are thinking, this is the ultimate thrill. And then the crystal starts glowing and your life is literally sucked out of you so quickly in a flash. No sanity.
Is the sanity from the fact that I was a naked old man, or from the fact that my life got yoinked?
All of the above.
Okay, great. Oh, hell
Oh.
yeah!
Good for
Oh,
you.
wow.
Ooh.
I was too focused on the pretty ladies.
Apparently, yeah. It's still gonna cost you one sanity point for obvious reasons.
For being a naked old man.
And dying as the... He's not old, he's just upper middle-aged. Okay, naked old man.
I like to think
And
she's fine with the dying.
then, before you wake up, though, yep, this is... You feel that, and everything goes black. And for a long moment, you don't know how long. It could be seconds, it could be minutes, it might be hours. You're just floating in the black until you start seeing white dots around you. And you slowly come to the realization that these white glimmering dots are actually stars. You're floating in space. And there's impossibly some kind of singing in your head. It doesn't even have a tune, but it is singing. But far away, one of the glinting little white dots is actually a glinting little red dot. And it's getting bigger and bigger. It's now the size of a baseball. Basketball-sized moons. It's getting just bigger and bigger, and you're seeing it's like a rust-red sphere. Is it a moon? Is it a planet? It's ugly. It's pitted. Can a planet be angry? Can a planet be evil? It's reeking of malvolescence. The singing is getting louder. You're feeling this planet, it's like it's starting to wake up. Roll another sanity check.
Oh no, it's an eldritch planet, bro. Infecting
Is it a
us
color
with
on Earth?
shape-shifting eldritch aliens. Doppelganger.
Well, that was
Oh, no.
a failure.
Doppelganger planet.
I clearly dislike the planet more. There were no pretty ladies to distract me this time.
Nope. You only lose a
yeah.
single sanity point. Good for you, I guess.
At least I wasn't a naked old man this time.
And then you wake up with a start. Roll a d6 for me, please.
Ooh, yay.
How much damage does she do? She draws her gun and shoots the nearest person.
Nope. But you are awake. You're just really... That's, I think, the only way to describe this. You're gonna wake up to see the rest of Z-Cell sleeping in various weird positions on... They don't have hospital beds available for these guys, so they're on the floor with a jacket as
I
a
slept worse.
pillow,
I have a
or
couch.
on a couple of couches pushed together.
I'm sleeping standing up.
Or different variations of very uncomfortable sleep.
I'm sleeping standing up.
Talbot, why don't you roll an unnatural check?
Ooh, yay. Haven't done that in a while.
You have that skill. But in this case, you're just bewildered. Yeah, it's you still remember everything you saw very clearly.
Are my personal items nearby? Or...
Yeah, they would be, I'd imagine.
Okay, I'd like to take one of my boots.
Uh-huh.
And throw it at Fenton.
Waking
Of course.
Fenton up.
Edson wakes up yelling Morgan's name while drawing his gun.
Alright, Morgan!
Bad choice!
I just yell, Morgan, it's back! As I draw my gun.
Morgan
Yeah,
also
everybody's
wakes
awake
up
again.
and whips out her knife like, what? What?
Talbot looks obviously horrified. Because I thought we were chill with throwing things at each other.
Scanning the room, we can clearly see there's no creepy flesh monster thing, but
There
there
is
is Talbot.
no creepy flesh monster thing. Or is there? Who knows?
Kind of
I
bend
defend
in
with suspicion.
I can roll dice,
Just
you
because you
know,
put paper.
secretly.
Stop. No. We don't need these. They're fine. Everything's fine.
Oh,
Why are there
I
4 of
defend
them?
with so much suspicion. Just
You're
'cause
all
there's a
looking
piece of
around,
paper over
aren't
it
you?
doesn't.
Oh my god. So Hart rolls all the dice just because.
I've got
Oh.
things to decide.
Don't roll 11d100, please. Just gonna clog
Okay.
up the screen.
Still looking around and knowing we're not under attack, I'm gonna put my gun away and go, Talbot, you're awake. Are you okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Please stop that.
Oh goodness.
Covers the screen and dies.
The pleading of the handler.
I too can make God cry.
Yep, definitely.
How do
Anyway.
you feel? Do you remember anything? I'll also wake Blair up if she has not woken up yet. I assume she
Yeah,
did with the screaming.
I
The-
remember a
She
lot more
slept
than
right
I'd like
through it.
to. I remember being a naked old man doing a wall sit with a crystal. And for some reason, that was the best time of my life.
I imagine we
And
all
I think
three
I'll be
just stare at
chasing
her.
that high for the rest of my life.
I imagine we all three
um,
just stare at her in silence, unable to process that.
Yeah.
Mark was like, okay.
And then I became an astronaut without the suit. And I encountered a red angry planet. And it was basketball sized.
Oh,
And
it,
it was
it
ang-
grew bigger. It was absolutely huge.
Okay, it was a giant angry planet.
So what I'm surmising is, you had a weird dream about being one of those guys from the freaky party. Then you met a giant angry planet. That is probably
Yeah.
the source of all of our problems.
Oh, also with the party. 1, the dude's name was Ron Valiant. 2, yeah, that crystal is capable of some cool stuff. Like removing
What
one's entire
cool stuff?
life source at once.
Get rid of it now! Get rid of it now!
And also putting one into a coma, it would seem.
Destroy it!
Talbot.
Burn it in
this,
fire!
This time it's Talbot who sees it, which is great, isn't it?
Oh no, it is not!
You're gonna see, the windowsill right here?
To the window. Yeah.
Yeah, right there. There is an ear there. Just an ear. And it's moving around a little bit. It's sitting right in the corner of the windowsill. And it's moving a little bit this way and that.
I'd
As
like
if
to
it's
throw my
trying
other
to
shoe at
actively
it.
listen to things. Why don't you roll a sanity check? Because that's not what ears should be doing.
Yeah,
No.
they tend to stay stuck to a skull. They don't.
Yeah, they do. That was
Maybe
a
it's just a
private
hospital.
roll and doesn't count.
Aw, it was a 66. Oh, I can do that.
Oh, I guess you can. So, no sanity lost at the moment. Good for you.
Can I throw my other shoe at it?
Other shoe right towards the window, bank, and it's gonna
What
slip
is that?
through the cracks. It literally just slips into the little cracks between the window and the window frame.
What in the Tim Burton fuck was that?
I'd draw my gun again and look.
What are you looking for?
I don't know.
These windows do not open.
No, but she threw her shoe at something.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to see it, but that's just how Fenton's reaction.
That makes sense.
With another eye?
It was an ear!
An ear.
What was peeping into the room? I was gone.
Oh, it's been a busy night.
We need to call Corso again.
God.
We need to call Corso again. We need his help.
I don't know if Corso would be able to help.
But who else can?
Probably us.
Oh god.
He managed to deal with whatever happened in Davy's Landing. Maybe he can help with this?
Corso, we don't know that he ever dealt with what was in Davy's Landing. In fact, didn't you say from my investigations, from the stay on the case, he was not even associated with it? He just happened to be there?
It seems like he wasn't responsible for it, at least. We
Not
know that
responsible
much.
for it.
But
Yeah.
at this stage, we know that the Davies, as it were, the father and daughter, were definitely interested in occult literature, much like yourself. And, I mean, it seems maybe he was buying or selling some of their books.
Just whether or not he's aware of the full extent of the unnatural.
Maybe he can put us in contact with someone who is.
You mean Steven?
Maybe some of his friends. He's a shady friend, and it's always nice to know your shady friend's shady friend.
I don't know if I consider Steven a friend.
I said shady friend of a shady friend. I didn't say he was your friend.
No. Whatever. So all of this started, the whole stalking us started, when you passed out at the yoga. I wonder if it has something to do with the crystal.
Kind of like the egg that we found in Arizona.
Yeah. Just like the egg, something came for, at least something came for us. We were followed when we left the hospital last night, and then we went back to the hotel room. Something took the shape of a bellhop and attempted to attack us in the room.
This is like the egg in back then. We can't leave it anyplace safe. It's going to kill anybody that's around it.
I agree.
And we can't give something like this to just anybody.
We have another lead now. I think we should keep the crystal on us. We definitely don't want to just leave it unattended with anybody.
True, but can we trust this Ron Valiant with it?
No, weird. In fact, I think he's our suspect.
How will we be able to find him if he's constantly taking other form?
Ron might not be the one taking the other form. I mean, we don't know what these things are in relation to Ron. But what we do know is that we have a name now. So we can run his information database, see what we can find on him as well. And go from there.
Alright, let's start.
Sunday, April 1st, 1997. It sounds to me like the first move of Z-Cell this particular day is to... it must be Wednesday. Why is it saying Sunday? I don't get it. That's weird.
I wonder...
Okay. Anyway, it's Wednesday, not Sunday. And you're going to check out the name in your databases? Is that what we're doing first here?
Yeah, I guess check his name and check the one we got from the dude's Rolodex as well.
Very well. We are back in office work, aren't we?
Don't they have the cult? They're doing their members-only special ritual today, yeah?
They are doing their members-only special ritual tonight, yes.
Is there
Do they
any way
really-
we could spy on that?
Do we really want to be anywhere near that right now?
I think it's another possible lead. And right now we need all the different. Who is that?
Oh, that was. I remember.
Yeah, the one guy.
Yeah. Anyway, maybe he's behind this.
All of this started happening when we were at the Analysis yoga events, and the crystal responded to whatever they were doing or having us do. So one way or another, I think they're attached to this. You're having a members only special tonight. I think it might be worth trying to spy on it.
Do we really want to ring that dinner bell again, though?
Let's not bring the crystal with us this time.
And leave it unattended?
We don't all have to necessarily go inside, or if we stay outside away from it. No, we could just give it to Morgan and go send her to drive around town for an hour. And she'll like murder anything that comes close. Look, there's no good option here, but our job is to dive into the bad to stop it. If we always play it safe, we're gonna have another fucking incident like last time where an entire town ends up dead because we were too slow and too careful.
You're right. We shouldn't be careful. And yeah, we should. You're right. We should spy on that. Let's take the crystal with us or send it with Morgan. Maybe we should look into some spells now. If they're going to fight with magic, we should fight with magic.
I haven't figured out how to make any of it work, and believe me, I've been trying.
Try harder.
I might have my shots after I murdered that incantation last night. Maybe there was something more to that.
Maybe.
I have some good news for you.
Yes?
You're gonna run up a hit on, and the FBI guys who have actually run an image enhancement on the pic you had of the Marine, who, you know, when you look at that picture again, Talbot, that young man in the picture doesn't look anything like the Ron Valiant from the party.
I knew it. He was a shapeshifter.
They look completely different except for the blonde hair. That's like the only thing that is still looking the same.
This thing
In
took Ron Valiant's
fact,
form.
why don't we have you roll an intelligence check for me?
Ooh, yay, with my 15 intelligence.
Yeah, exactly that.
You got this.
I don't got this.
Not at all. But yeah, you're gonna get Ron Valiant from so many records, in fact. St. Louis PD has records on this guy. U.S. Marine Corps, of course, also have records. And I think you can get juvenile records too, because you can get a court order. But that's gonna take a little bit longer, because you need to get the court order through. Let's see now. Ronald Valiant has blood type A. That's the first little tidbit. Secondly,
What was the blood we identified before? I know we identified blood from something. I can't remember what it was.
there was the hair that was from a male pair of pants.
Okay, so yeah, it was his hair. That was it.
Ronald Valiant does have blonde hair. And he does have... There are fingerprints on file with the St. Louis PD, which does match the one found on Rachel's neck. The partial.
It's his military record.
Let's see. Apparently, the U.S. Marine Corps, they're gonna fax things over to you eventually. I have a feeling this whole record search is gonna take a little bit of the morning, because bureaucracy and all that. But yeah, what can we say about his service in the Marine Corps? He was ill-suited for it. Let's just say. He joined the Marine Corps in 1980. but had constant disciplinary problems and received a general discharge from the Marine Corps in 1984 for being unsuitable for military service.
Okay.
He has known associates in town include Neil Beagley and Angel O'Rourke, apparently former girlfriend.
If he's still in town and alive?
Angel O'Rourke? Yes. Yes, she is in fact currently serving time in the county jail.
Oh, wonderful.
Also, St. Louis PD has pegged Ron Valiant as primary suspect in a murder of a
Even
drug
so.
dealer.
Other than this one?
Oh, different
Ooh.
murder.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a bunch of years ago, actually.
When? Was this when the fucking thing went missing?
It was not. It was before that.
Okay.
Do you think one of those
It was
doppelgangers is
1992.
taking-
1992.
What
That
was that,
murder
Morgan?
was actually pretty grisly. The victim in question, again a drug dealer, he was burned to death. Gasoline as the accelerant.
Oh no. As I was saying, do you think that a doppelganger might be taking the place of Ron Valiant, or he might have a doppelganger somewhere that exists somewhere?
I mean,
It's possible
Possible.
that this shapeshifter changed into him, though I don't quite get how it had messed up this badly with his appearance.
Hmm.
The only common thing with these two is that they're blonde.
Maybe they need to implicate him in something.
Maybe. It's also strange that the Colonel didn't recognize Valiant as not Valiant. Surely would have noticed that a longtime friend was looking a bit strange.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Morgan.
Because what if it's different? Because this is a picture. They could look completely different in person. Or he might be using something to fool them. Who knows what other things those crystals could do?
What if it's not a shapeshifter that took his form, but something he became? Like, what if this is like an end game of whatever ritual they were attempting or doing? If the Colonel knows who this guy is, it didn't seem bothered by him not looking the same, then it would make sense that the Colonel is aware to some degree of him, what he is. You know what I mean?
It also makes sense for him thanking the Colonel for his power, or for
Indeed.
everything over the years.
So, I don't know. It is. We don't know much about any of this, but it is completely possible he's the end game of whatever the hell the Colonel was doing.
And maybe he sabotaged the ritual so the Colonel couldn't be as powerful as him.
It did seem like there was a release of energy in that building that caused it to warp.
Yeah.
What that thing did.
It felt more like the power was being sucked out.
Yeah, and where
Maybe-
does that energy go once it's sucked? Could be released.
Exactly, it goes out. So the question is, how did he get this ritual to work on him, but to also kill the Colonel? Obviously not at the same time, but yeah.
whatever it is, this analysis organization, I think they're connected, whether the people in the grunts know it or not. Because again, it was whatever they were doing that caused the crystal to react.
Yeah, maybe we should take another look at those books that we found. Maybe they could explain the whole passing out thing. Shapeshifter and whatnot.
Yeah. Fenton smiles. Oh, I am more than happy. I brought some of the more important ones with me when we left the room last night.
Of course you
Fenton's
did.
happy place.
We now know his girlfriend and this associate, this Neil guy. Maybe talk to them. Girlfriend, we at least know where she is.
Neil Beagley is the one who got stuck in the chair.
All right. So we know where Neil is too, and he's not going to be much help.
Oh no, we shouldn't laugh. It's a tragic situation for him. Who wants to go out
Yes.
like that, stuck in a chair?
Yes,
So-
I'll need to sit down for a minute.
Some people can. That's horrible.
Two.
If anybody wants to go talk to the girlfriend or do other shenanigans,
Stay here to go over the book.
Very well. We're heading out to county jail then, I guess.
I think Talbot and Fenton are reading books, staying behind.
Okay. Talbot and Fenton are staying behind reading books. That's a healthy choice. Healthy choice indeed.
What if we find a spell that works?
Who knows? Sooner or later you might.
Yeah. Bullets obviously aren't very effective.
Or K-bar knives.
Yeah.
That was because I didn't manage to get a hit.
I can hear the frustration behind that.
Okay, so I need to think here over on my side.
Do I get to meet Steven?
Sneakily, I think. Okay, Blair and Morrigan, are you gonna... Oh, yes, because Blair and Morrigan are definitely the people who want to talk to people. Blair's pretty good at talking to people.
I am good at
Equally good.
standing there menacingly.
You're equally good at persuasion, basically, but Blair also has some human to draw upon, which I don't think Morrigan really has, no.
I'm there to stand beside Blair. If things
And
get rough
opposing,
and
yeah, that
people
makes
start
sense.
throwing hands, I'm
Yeah.
there to catch them.
That makes sense. Alright, so we're not gonna have Fenton and Morrigan out here in the wilds. We're gonna have Blair and Morrigan. It's just been terrible weather in St. Louis all the time so far, hasn't it? Cold spring, this. It pretends to be a spring, but it isn't really. It's going to take you a little while, of course, to get to the county jail, and we're going to call in to have a chat with, and so on and so forth. You have to drive over there. I'd like both of you to roll an alertness check, because why not?
Of course.
Alrighty.
Please.
Imagine you find
Please.
another one.
No.
That is a fail.
Oh,
That is a success.
at least one of us succeeded.
Look,
You know
I
what?
am watching
Yeah,
everything.
you are what? Who's driving this car anyway?
I'm gonna say I'm driving, even though my drive is 20 as well.
Everybody has a 20. Very well. I can say that because Blair is driving, Morrigan is keeping her eyes peeled. And you know what? You can see it's a black Ford Taurus.
Oh, hate back.
What?
Uh,
What now?
they're back.
Oh my god. We can't lead them to where we're going. just go ahead and call the police now and inform them. We're being followed in the where we're moving.
Fine.
Very well. You have resources you can call in. If you say, like, the terror suspect is following us and box in, extreme prejudice, airship, the whole 9 yards, you can have a helicopter hovering over this place. Now, there's only one problem with that. If they, in the Black Taurus, can do what the Bellhop could do, then you risk exposing the entire St. Louis PD and potentially journalists to screamingly unnatural things. And as Delta Green, it's your job to make sure that nobody without clearance sees screamingly unnatural things.
True.
So,
But you're peeing.
how would you
I don't
want to
think we
taking
can.
this into account? Your characters would know this. Taking this into account, how are we going to approach this? You don't know what's inside that Ford Taurus. Could
I
be
want to destroy that
normal
car
people.
so
Could
bad.
be just humans like you. Or not. What is it? A 50-50 chance? 75% human, 25% something else? Who knows? I'm not going to give you the odds.
I just want to disable the car
Okay.
That makes sense.
in a place where nobody can see it.
Yeah, Blair's gonna go for a park, just like what they did earlier.
Okay.
Should I have taken I might have taken a longer range weapon with me, honestly.
Yeah, you still need to buy bullets for your AK.
Yeah, I need to ride bullet.
Blair, why don't you roll a drive check? Let's see how smoothly you're gonna do this.
Where?
Or we
oh, there
crash
it is.
the car and end up in the river? In the Mississippi? No, we're not. We're just gonna be a bit unsmooth. And if you were trying to drive, shall we say, casually, to throw off suspicions, you failed miserably with that. But
Yeah, I think she's just more focused to getting to the park. Like, she doesn't care.
Okay. Yep. You're gonna get to a park, which might well be St. Louis. St. Louis has parks. I know that.
Yeah, I'm just suppressing the urge to just leap on top of their car and tear my way in.
Alright. That's
And then just
that's an approach, I
pulverize
guess.
anything that's inside.
Alright. Sorry. There we go. So, the jail is gonna be... Okay, Forest Park is a good place, I guess. It's right on the road, and it's actually close. It's part of almost the university area. So, it's basically very easy to leave the highway and get into the Forest Park area. So, that's where we're going. That's also where you can find the St. Louis Art Museum and the zoo and like a golf course and picnic pavilions and park fountains and so on and so forth. So there's all sorts of stuff you can do in this park. Yeah, since it's a Sunday, there's gonna be people in the park, even though it's not gonna be as many as they could be because of the miserable weather. No, it's not a Sunday. Why does it say it's Sunday? It's a Wednesday. It's in the middle of the week. My calendar has gotten itself completely mixed up for some reason. I don't know why it does that, but for some reason it starts every month on Sunday the 1st, but that doesn't seem right. It's a Wednesday. It's Wednesday the 1st. And it's by noon, so there's still going to be a little bit of folks, but mostly deserted because of the terrible weather. Nobody wants to be out in this stuff, which probably helps you a little bit. Yeah, the Ford is stopping under some trees while you are stopping under some other trees. And what do we want to do from here?
I'm still on the mindset of cracking that car. But I'm gonna need something. Need to be a little bit more strategic with this. Last time was bad.
In the meantime, Blair's gonna call, like, Fenton or Talbot and inform them of what's going on.
Wish I had a sniper. My fault, then.
Snake.
Should have made things so much easier.
Maybe. I think we will find out in a week from now exactly what Morrigan and Blair plan to do with this Black Ford Taurus. As this particular session has come to pause in the story. We don't know what's inside the vehicle. Could be anything or anyone. Who knows? Maybe it's interdepartmental rivalry. It's a terrorist attack after all. That's what they said. Or it's a horrible thing that can turn its arms and legs into... Or maybe something even worse. You never know. It's Delta Green. Expect the worst, right? Now remember, folks, to follow Delta Green, you should follow the channel, subscribe, bell icons on YouTube, all the things. That's how you stay in touch with ACEL, and we will see you next time.